I'm back, family. Thank you so much for joining me here on this platform. It truly means the world to me. And if you're new here, peace, wholeness, vibrations, my love. My name is Star. So let's get into the womb space. Let's dive into this sacred place inside of our vessels. Now, this video is not just for women. I encourage men to know about the seasons, to know about the cycles of women so that they can get to understand us a little bit more. Okay? So, get your books ready. You may want to get a nice little notebook and get connected. I want to make sure y'all can see the top of my head because we're going to get into this sauce. The seasons of the womb cycle. So let's dive into the seasons of the womb cycle. All right. So there are 4 seasons. Okay. We have winter, where everything is dead, everything slows down. We have spring, where everything starts to revive itself and bring itself back into awareness. And then we have summer. Summer is when everything is in blossom, everything is blooming, everything is filled with vitality. And then we have fall or autumn. Everything starts to shed, everything starts to die once again, and the cycle repeats itself. So this cycle is inside of every woman. We operate in alignment with the moon, and we will get into that for another video. But right now we're going to focus on how the womb space aligns with the seasons in particular. So each month we go through every single season. Women are constantly in a state of change, in a state of flux. We are always moving through hormonal changes. Okay, and it's really important that we acknowledge this and we hold space for these changes in our bodies. So every part of your menstrual cycle, well, let me say, every part of your menstrual cycle, you have to become attuned to how you should be preparing yourself to show up in the world. Now, let me be a little bit more specific. Let's get into winter. So winter correlates with your menstrual cycle in that this is your menstruation. So winter is menstruation. Winter is when you are bleeding, okay? And this correlates with the season, this period of blood, this actual period that you're having, because you are shedding, and it is a period of death, okay? The endometrium lining is essentially what is shedding out of the body. This is intended to catch that egg. So if you didn't get pregnant, you're going to have a period. This is your time to release and let go of all of the preparation, okay? All of the experiences that you may have had during the month. Now, what's important is we need to know the energy of winter, because during our period, we have to become this part of the season. We have to become the season of winter, which means we have to slow down. We have to honor this process of just being present with our bodies, being present with what's happening internally. Sometimes it's very, very cold during the winter, depending on where you are in the world. So you may also be going through a very, very cold period in your life. Honor that. If you're going through a lot of pain during your periods, honor that. And this is your time to, introspect. Go inside. Ask yourself, what is it that I'm letting go of? As you're releasing this blood, connect to your blood. Connect to your body in this process of letting go. You also want to let your family members know, your friends know, hey, I'm on my period. So that means you ain't doing nothing on your period. Huh? You ain't doing nothing on your period. Okay, from here on out, after watching this video, you must know that you ain't doing nothing on your period. On your period. When your period arrives, that's when everything comes to a stop for you. That's when you start to bring all your energies back to source. Back to you, back to source. You start doing your little rituals, but more importantly, you don't do nothing. This is your period of just letting your body do its thing. You spend some time indoors, spend some time outdoors, but don't commit yourself to anything too big. This is not a very good time to make decisions. Don't be out here making decisions on your period. Okay? It's not smart. You should be focusing on letting go. Just letting things flow, letting things go, and attuning yourself to this frequency of release. Okay? Release and surrender is the greatest thing you can do on your period. Do not fight it. If you fight it, it will fight you back, and I'll tell you right now, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. The womb wisdom is much more wise than what you have going on up here in your brain. Okay? So more importantly, let's just note that. Relax. Relax during your period. Relax. Let people cater to you during your period. This is a perfect time to let people cater to you. You need a back massage. You need your foot rubbed. Be vocal about that. Let the people around you know what you need, and don't commit yourself or overextend yourself in any way, shape, or form. All right, you may need, a castor oil pack. You got to get your teas together. Okay, we're going to have a video on that too. So get your teas together. Start preparing yourself for whatever rituals that you do during your menstruation. And you need to have rituals. So we'll talk about that in another video. Now, let's move on to spring. So during the springtime, everything is starting to expand. All right, this is when your energy levels are increasing and your attraction and magnetism is also increasing. This is the time for you to start getting back at everything you do. So I wrote down some notes. So if you see me looking down, it's only because I'm looking at my notes. All right, so spring. Yes, this is a beautiful time for expansion, more attraction, and you're developing more fertility right now. Spring is your follicular phase. The follicular phase is just when a beautiful follicle inside of the ovaries decides that it's at a point of maturation, which means it will start to mature, it will start to develop and grow so that it can become an ovum or an egg and be released from the ovaries. Okay, so your follicle has to develop though. So this is your developmental period. You're developing your fertility, you're developing your attraction, you're developing your energies here. This is a great time to just start to journal about things you really want to get done. Start thinking about what it is you want to magnetize into your life, what it is you really want to attract. Are there any situations, people? Start really visualizing that. Sit in your meditation. Start honing in on that energy, okay? Yes, yes. This is your time to start to blossom. You're leaving that relaxation period of just restoration and release and surrender, and you're starting to develop a girth. You're starting to develop this energy of like getting at it, going forth with it, and cultivation. All right. Summer. We gotta love summer. You know what I mean? You could feel it in the streets on a day like this. It feel like summer. Summer is ovulation time. In the summer, you know how they be like, oh, once you put on that sundress, summer is the sundress, baby. Summer is when you are at your point of attraction and fertility where you're calling in everything you want, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's coming to you. That is summer. Summer is when your body is, really the most attractive. Your skin is glowing. Everything is saying, I am ready for a baby. Okay? The egg has left the ovaries. The egg is mature. The egg is heading down them fallopian tubes, baby. The egg is ready for implantation. The egg is awaiting that sperm cell, which means the sperm cell doesn't have to be an actual sperm cell. The sperm cell could be that opportunity that you really wanted, that vacation that you really needed, or whatever it is that you're magnetizing. So when we use this womb wisdom in our lives, we can prepare ourselves and prime ourselves for what is to come. You get me? So when we're in our ovulation phase, it is the perfect time for us to focus and hone in on what we are attracting and magnetizing into our lives. Point, period, and done. Now, autumn. Autumn is this beautiful space and place for introspection and release, okay? This is the luteal phase. During the luteal phase, right, we are in this amazing period of developing a very thick endometrium lining. Uterus is made up of smooth muscle, and on the inside of that smooth muscle there's this nice little cavity there where we are to develop a baby, if that ever happens. Now the endometrium lining needs to be thick here so that we can support the baby and be able to accommodate with a placenta. Okay, if none of this is making sense to you, we'll make another video about it. But right now, I just want you to get the energetics of what is going on. So, you are preparing yourself for release. If you didn't get pregnant, the cycle is going to repeat itself. So after this, after your luteal phase comes the winter. It comes the menstruation. The cycle just repeats itself. This is a perfect time. Okay, this is a perfect time to start to do your shadow work. Okay, when you're on your luteal phase, start doing your shadow work. Ask yourself, how was this recent cycle? Start doing some review, some reflection. Like, what was it that I did or I would want to do a little bit better? What, really start to reflect on the past cycle and everything and everyone that you interacted with. If you're sexually active, ask yourself, how did this person's energy impact me? The luteal phase is a perfect time for introspection, reflection. Get up in that journal. Get up in that journal during the luteal phase. You know you're in alignment when you are doing your reflection work during your luteal phase, during your autumn, and you're preparing yourself for release. You can actually set intentions for what you want to release from your womb space during your period, right at this time. Once you hit your luteal phase, you can really talk about what you want to let go of, and that will literally exit your body during your next period. So let's just be intentional when we get to this space. And the luteal phase is also a perfect time to start scheduling your life around your cycle. So once you enter your luteal phase, that's when you want to start, okay, I can feel my period's about to come, because you may be experiencing some PMS or PMD. So the emotions and everything are all over the place. Hey, we're going to have a video about that, because I'm going to need y'all to go plant-based. I'm going to need y'all to go stop playing. Stop playing with me and stop. I see you right here. I'm right here with you. You want all of that to stop? Go plant-based. But that's another video. We're going to focus in on the energetics here. I got to keep myself grounded. Okay. So you want to prepare yourself holistically for your menstrual cycle. All right. So that means get your candles. Get your candles. Get your herbs together. Go and harvest your herbs. Figure out what it is that you need, okay, for this next part of your cycle. Start making plans for your relaxation period. This is when you can start to notify the people around you, like, hey, I'm about to get my period. Don't play with me today. Don't even try me today, because the period is on its way and I'm going to need you to back up. I'm going to need like 5 feet. Okay, whatever it is that you need, this is the time for you to start calling the shots and making it be known that you are just, your energy levels are starting to decrease. And it is what it is. Let's honor that. Okay, there are so many commercials of tampons and pads, flexi pads, all of this stuff that's prompting you to be active, and oh, you could still exercise like that. You could still be out here doing the whole thing, doing your thing out here. No. During your period, once you hit your luteal phase, start preparing for relaxation and everything shutting down. Okay? During the period, I don't want to see nobody going to go work no long ass shift. No. You need to relax yourself, relax your energy, and focus on recovery, because you are bleeding. You are bleeding out of your body. Like, blood is the color of red. When we see red, we see stop. Okay, we see stop. Just a halt. Take a moment, just breathe. Halt. Wait a second. Espera, por favor. Okay? You need to wait a second. You need to just give yourself a minute. or a couple of days, maybe 7. Give yourself some time. Okay, remove those obstacles during your luteal phase. Anything that's preventing you from relaxation, you want to remove that. Okay, this is when we want to be proactive in preparing for our menstruation. All right, so lastly, what do we have here? We've got some tips. We've got some tips. Give yourself permission. Okay, give yourself permission to honor your cycle. It's that simple. Identify where you're at in your cycle. As far as these menstrual tracking apps, I'm not an advocate. I think it's more effective for you to connect with your body without a electronic device notifying you when you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be, because truth of the matter is your period may change based off of your energy and what you're aligning yourself for. Like if you're really aligning yourself with fertility and getting pregnant, your period may be at a different time. If you're aligning yourself with healing energy and restoration and shamanic practices, then your period may be during the full moon. So we can get into that during another video when we talk about the period in relation to the moon cycles. I really hope that this helped y'all. What else I got here? Yes, told you that. Been there, done that. Oh, honor your phase, and there's a beauty here, okay, because we have masculine and feminine energy within all beings. So it's really important that we call upon the divine masculine energy when we need to soften. So when you're on your period, this is the perfect time for you to start asking the men in your life to show up, just to show up. Like, hey, could you do this for me and do that for me and do this for me and help me here and there and here? Because men are operating with the sun, we're operating with the moon. We have phases. They got their cycle. Their cycle is a lot shorter. Okay, they got a daily cycle. We have a monthly cycle. Honor your monthly cycle. Give yourself permission to soften and surrender. Let's just take a big deep inhale into that. Big belly and let it go. Beautiful. I trust that this helped. Okay, we're going to get into some really beautiful things. This is the beginning of my YouTube journey, y'all. So look, I don't want to wax my apples. I don't want to toot my horn, but you know what's going to get popping on this platform. So subscribe, like this channel, and drop a comment. You feel me? Drop a comment if there's anything that really stood out to you, anything that really illuminated something for you. Please drop it in the comment section below. Let me know if there's anything that I can do, if there's another video I can make for you to just aid in your womb healing journey. Right now, that's what we need right now. We need the feminine energy to restore itself and to heal itself. So with that being said, happy healing, family, and I love you. Take care. Wholeness vibration.